And now, to the millions and millions of listeners and viewers all across the world, it's the That's Not Christian podcast.
Come on, let's go.
So, it's CHH, right?
Oh.
We've been having we heard you spit your control verse, right? Well, we first heard you on Dayton's track, right? On
man.
Dead, right? And
Yeah.
everybody was applauding you, and they're like, "Yeah, that's that dude. He's the man."
Oh man.
And then you came out with the control verse. So I guess the question is, what was behind the control verse? What was the ideal, the thinking behind, you know, wrote it? Like, was it to get at artists? Was it to big up artists? Were you salty about something? Was it, you know what I mean? So let's
That's
get into
a wonderful question. Fair question too. Great. And it's honestly my first time discussing the control verse. Woo! So y'all got the exclusive, bro. Boom, 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 boom.
Breaking news. We need some sound effects, guys.
Right. What's that? Joe Biden? They got the little push the button on the laptop with a gunshot.
Drop one of Clues bombs.
No, bro. Hey, so
that verse was dope. I mean, the song was dope, man. We appreciated that, man.
Hey, much
I was like, yo, this dude went in, man.
Man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So the control verse was actually my son's idea. It was actually my son's idea. My son, TYE, he's starting to rap, but he produces. And he actually he's running back for Ball State University, big number 30.
Okay. Oh, wow.
But so shout out to my baby boy. And so with the verse with Dayton, that was a dream come true because Dayton is one of my favorite rappers, like, of all time. Like, no lie, that's 1,000% true. And bro, like, so I had already been a fan of GOM, and I got hit with GOM back in like 2010 with Who Is Mark James mixtapes with Bumps, Bumps Him.
Yeah.
And that's how I discovered Bizzle. Crazy enough, I discovered Bizzle through listening to Bumps. And then when I heard interviews and, saw Bizzle's freestyles, what I'm saying, when he was going at the main rappers, and I started hearing the story, like, oh, Bizzle is the one that owns God Over Money, because I saw the logo everywhere, right?
Right.
And so I just was always a fan, and more and more fan over the years. And then all of a sudden I hear this song called Hallelujah All Day. I'm like, this is the perfect Christian rap song. Like, in my opinion. It's the perfect Christian hip hop song. Like, the beat is dumb.
That was the anthem right there. Yeah. Any Christian, hallelujah all day.
All day, right? The hook was perfect. Like, just, I'm like, this dude is spitting. Like, who is this? Who's this Dayton dude? Right? I'm like, if this how GOM is coming, that's where I want to be. That's where I belong.
It was aggressive too. It wasn't like on some
sing
corny soft. Yeah. It was like real aggressive and praising the Lord.
And praising the Lord, right? Like, come on. And he was saying stuff that Christian rappers are scared to say. He was saying it. So I was like, oh, yeah, this dude, So I posted a video in 2000. I'll get to the control verse, but I posted a video in 2016 in my ex-girlfriend's car. I mean, jamming out to Hallelujah All Day. Like, I don't know who this dude is, but this is disgusting.
And you're not rapping at the time?
I was.
Okay.
And I was like completely independent, doing it by myself, like releasing, what was it, 2016? I think I released like 4 projects that nobody heard.
Okay.
But you
was on the grind.
Grinding, bro, like Pusha T.
Right.
And so, and then he responded to it. And I was like, oh, this dude is humble. So we started chopping it. And then we ended up, really connecting. And then he invited me to come out to their tour in 2017, one of their tour stops in Orlando. So I got to meet him, got to meet Bizzle, man, got to meet Seven, got to meet Eshawn, Illuminate, got to meet, so many people, man. Like, so many more people too. I got to meet, like, people I've been listening to.
Right.
And, like, whoa, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. And we just kept chopping. He just kept giving me advice, like, yo, try this, do this, try this, do that. So then when the opportunity came to do Back in the Ring, I was like, oh man.
Here we go.
He was like, yo, I need you to come with it, man. I'm coming with it, so I need you to come with it. Like, you gotta really bring it. I was like, I get what you're saying. I
hear that. I hear that in GOM. They be sending warnings like, listen, man, you better come correct, man.
and I loved. I saw that with Selah, man. And shout out to Selah, man.
Yeah.
He's a real one. Like, I can't, man. Selah's a real deal. Holyfield, real one.
For real.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he, I was like, all right, I got you. So he's like, I need you to come with the Maltese. Come with, I need you to come with like a battle verse. I'm like, all right, word. And I sent it to him, and he loved it. He's like, that's what I was looking for. So fast forward back to this control verse. I dropped my second mixtape this year, and my son was like, yo, we need to do a control verse. I'm like, oh, that's dangerous. That's risky. He's like, no, he's a pops. Like, you got people's attention with the dating joint. Like, you need to do a control verse. I was like, so I thought about it, and so I went on ahead, recorded it, and the original version of it, actually, my son has a verse on the control verse. He was like, yo, pops, I'm gonna get at you. I'm gonna get you. So he did his verse. Whatever.
So that's why you said that line. I'm gonna spank my son.
Okay. My son too. Yeah. That's what that line. I was like, all right. So he was like, pops, don't get washed. Don't get washed. I'm like, I have to not only wash the dishes, wash your clothes and your behind. Like, I've been washing you. Stop.
Right.
So that's why I said that line. Yeah. But original version, he has a verse on it.
Well, you gonna drop that?
His verse?
Yeah,
I might do that. Hold on. When he see this, he'll be like, "Yo, pops, see, I told you."
Yo, we looking forward to that.
I already know. Yeah. But it's like one of his first verses. But it's dope though. He coming with it. But he's on the second mixtape. Like, he actually rapped on the second mixtape. But
okay.
So like the idea behind the control verse, I thought about it and I went back. And here's the crazy thing: I've never actually heard the entire song. I only heard Kendrick's verse, and that's it. Like, all these years later, I only heard Kendrick's verse.
That's the only person that really matters anyway.
I mean, no disrespect, but when I finally heard the whole song, I was like, yeah, I see why it's called the Kendrick control verse.
Right.
Yeah.
But and everybody was dope on it. But I mean, so I listened to it, studied it, listened to it, and what I like to do with my freestyles is I'll mirror the flow and the pattern, and sometimes the cadence of whoever's song it is, but I'll flip the lyrics, obviously make them Christian and flip them in it and add bars to it, add some punches or whatever. But like, that's kind of like the gimmick, if you will, whatever. But I'll pick certain songs that have a really distinct, rhyme pattern to it or whatever. Like Tech Nine joints, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
And then the idea with the mixtapes was I pick crazy different types of songs in hip hop and just kill them to show that I'm versatile.
Yeah.
So with this one, I'm listening to it. I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So I kind of mimicked Kendrick's verse and mimicked the energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I figured, all right, I'm going to drop all of the illest Christian hip hop artists, like the illest lyricists. I didn't even catch all of them. Like, I forgot Mouthpiece was a monster. Like, there's so many, like, I mean, man,
he gets a
like,
lot of respect too.
He deserves it, man.
I hear a lot of big names mention him all the
time.
Oh
yeah. Mouthpiece is disgusting. Like, there's so many, like it's so many in the name. But so the idea was to call them out without calling them out, like fighting without fighting, or Bruce Leroy fighting without knowing how to fight. But if you know what I'm talking about, you as old as I am. The last dragon, boy. So I like what we were talking about earlier with how the clever wordplay on how to manipulate masses. Like I said, I pick up on that stuff. So the idea was, I knew that people were going to immediately think I was dissing their favorite artists. And then the super evangelicals will be like, how does that glorify God? Blah, 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 which much respect, But then the less evangelicals, casual Christian hip hop fans will be like, whoa, bro, you diss my favorite rapper. This is trash just because you said my favorite rappers. Not listening to the wordplay and dissecting, like, like I said so much in that freestyle, like some political stuff. Like people don't even realize I said the earth is flat in that freestyle.
Yeah.
Everybody missed that. Everybody missed that.
I caught it.
Oh, you caught that? Yeah. Like I said, the earth is flat. Everybody missed that. I'm like, wait, that's the most controversial thing in the whole verse. Y'all missed that?
Right.
But and it was a dumb punchline. So I'm almost mad they missed that because that punch was dumb. I'm proud of myself for that. Anyway, I'm just playing. But no, I'm playing. I'm kidding.
And that's the thing. No. I heard it, and I was talking to a friend, and he was like, "Oh, is he trying to diss?" I'm like, "No, he's." If you listen to the verse,
listen to it.
Is he saying? What I got was, listen. I appreciate these rappers. I appreciate these brothers. They're doing their thing for the Lord, or musically, or whatever it may be. But I could keep up with them.
Right.
That's what I was saying. And it was right. And I knew people. Well, when Tech Nine. So the whole Andy Mineo thing. So when the Andy Mineo verse, I did the freestyle, and then it just blew up. When Tech Nine reposted it, then it just went disgusting to the moon.
Yeah.
And I started seeing appreciate, much love. Like, Brian, Tech Nine, but wow. Anyway.
Yeah, he reposted. I seen he commented on your post as well. So you guys got a relationship or
I don't know, man. I mean, it's one of them things. Like you, like one more comment.
I'm gonna need that verse.
One more comment, bro. We best friends. but no. So when he did that, and that and the Andy Mineo joint happened, I was like, okay, something like God is doing some stuff, man.
Right.
So I had the verse recorded. I just was like, when is the time to put it out? So I got some real good advice. I actually went to Dayton, and I'm like, yo, what you think of this, man? Because I told him, like, your name is in this. Like, do you think these dudes will be sensitive about it? He's like, some of them might, but the more they hear it, they'll be like, all right, and they'll be able to talk to other brothers that they know in the game and be like, yeah, this dude is, it's legit. He's not dissing nobody. Like, he's not being disrespectful. But he was like, yo, now's not the time. When I first did it months ago, he's like, now ain't the time for it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit on it. I wasn't gonna do nothing with it. Then after the Andy Mineo joint, he hit me. He was like, now, drop it now, because everybody commented on that Tech Nine. My brother Lecrae was in that joint. Like, everybody was in there commenting. I'm like, everybody watching. Now it's time to drop it. Right. And I knew it was going to be polarizing, but
were you already sitting on the video?
No. So
you had to rush a video. When he said drop it?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't rush it. Like me and Strong Life, we shoot fast. Like we'll get it done in a day. We've been working together for the last couple of years, and we'll shoot it, and we'll spend hours shooting, just me and him, and then he'll go edit that joint, and it's done. You know what I'm saying? So like, we can have that done quickly, and we kind of came with an idea, but like the idea further with the verses, I knew people when I saw the comments in Tech Nine. When he reposted it, I was surprised how many people recognized me from WWE. And I'm like, that's crazy. I had my face covering my hat covering my face. Like, how will people even know? Unless they clicked on my profile, I guess. And even still, I don't post a lot of wrestling stuff. So I'm like, people still remember that? So like, all right, that's dope. So even from a wrestling perspective, that's the wrestling persona. Cutting the promo. Like, let me tell you something, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, so like, all right, people will get it once they like really digest it and like do some homework, and then talk and then listen and talk and listen to other people. They'll eventually really, really get what I was doing. Right. And now, the real hip hop heads. Go ahead.
Did you want a response? Like, did you want to like engage in some kind of?
No. I mean, I don't care, honestly. Like, I've talked to one or two people. I've talked to them.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, you want me to get in my bag? I'm like, yo, yes.
Because Sailor had mentioned that he had a verse, right?
I saw that.
And he was ready to drop. And he's like, yo, I really respect Monster M.Tarver. I wanted to show him that respect back. And
right, that's so dope,
I was ready. Man. I was ready to do it, but then they were like, nah, chill.
Like, let that dude live. Let him live.
Sailor even mentioned that he was like, yo, I think CHH needs this, like this type of
that's
aggressiveness and like back and forth type of thing.
But what you think about that? Yeah. I agree with that 100%. Maybe not necessarily back and forth. I'm not saying I disagree with that part of it, because I do agree with it. But maybe just that some excitement, man, something to get people talking, some conversation that's fun and lighthearted, but still, I keep throwing around the word polarizing, but something that, that creates conversation, right?
Right.
And, that verse, everything is so complex. There's so much in that verse and so much about that verse that it created so much conversation in a short amount of time that I thought it was great. It was healthy. And I'm glad people are seeing that. Like, right. And it honestly, furthermore, it shows that the names of the people I mentioned, they're confident. They know what they can do. They're humble. They're men of God, 100%. But they also know that they're some killer lyricists.
Right.
Straight up. Like, and that's why I said the names I said.
Right.
In particular, and unfortunately, I couldn't name everybody. You know what I'm saying? But like, I had to fit it in the rhyme scheme, and even like, and I don't take it personally. We were like, he's trash. I'm like, all right, cool. I guess because it's not
we
auto
see
tune.
some comments.
Those people
like
never
that.
rap before.
That don't bother me.
I was just about to say that, but they probably said it because they was mad because of who you mentioned.
Who I mentioned, yeah. But I mentioned, yeah. Go ahead.
But say like, he mentioned that too because he was like, people are just outright just saying it's trash, but they didn't really listen to it. But he also said, that's when he said, yo, this dude could rap. And like, what qualifies you to say that this dude can't rap? So I don't know if you saw him say
Tech
that.
9. I mean,
right.
He's not listening to you. He's gonna listen to you or Tech 9.
right. He's not reposting any bums.
Bro, he don't repost nobody unless you his artist. Like that's a first. Yeah. And if you listen to any Tech 9 interview, and I'm a huge Tech 9 fan, always have been.
Wow.
And if you listen to any, so that was big for me. Like that's humongous. And if you listen to a Tech 9 interview, you can tell he's well aware that he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. You can tell. But hey, who gonna stop him? Who gonna be mad at him for? Who gonna stop him? Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's not even like arrogant and cocky. He just knows. Like, nah, I know I'm one of the GOATs. I know. And I appreciate that. And with the artists, who I named, like. I saw a couple comments and people were like, yeah, the beat was whack, man. The beat was whack. And I'm like, wait, y'all thought that's an original beat? That shows that you don't know what you're talking about.
They don't even know that was the control verse. That they don't even know nothing.
They have no context whatsoever.
No, and here's where it gets deeper. So the second verse is actually new. Like the first verse I had already was sitting on. I added the second verse right before I released it. So then I thought, I'm like, all right, what am I going to do with the second verse? So I went to the Kendrick freestyle, the Kendrick BET Cypher freestyle, where he dissed Drake and dissed, I want to say it's allegedly dissed Papoose, but dissed Drake. And what he's doing is like, took the sensitive rapper back in his something. Mm-hmm. And I basically took the structure of that freestyle and made the second verse. So like, if you go back to listen to that Kendrick freestyle and then listen to the second verse, you'll be like, I see what he did there. Like, so I just mimicked the pattern basically, but changed it or whatever. But I do that as a tribute to the original, or it was a tribute to Kendrick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, and in all honesty, it really was also a tribute to, the brothers' names I mentioned, because they taught me how to do this. I've been doing music for 20 years. I had a recording contract in 2001. It was an indie contract up in Ohio, 2001. And I was a secular rapper, but, it didn't work out. And I had some close calls, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, some real close calls actually. But, then I got into wrestling and I was playing sports and all of that. And then music kind of took a backseat until 2010 when I rededicated my life to the Lord and then dedicated my music to him, And in 2010, that's when I first started listening to CHH for real. And God, the first I found, I was just searching and I found 777 some market apiece. I don't know if y'all familiar with Dwayne Triumph. If you never heard Dwayne,
UK, right? He's from UK.
UK, Dwayne Triumph is one of the dopest CHH MCs ever. Like I will say that. Like if you listen to that album, the way that dude was rapping was futuristic, man. Like he was his punches, his wordplay, his patterns. Maltese, like just the way he was floating on some of them beats, like dude was dumb. And Pro Redemption, Derek Minor. And I'm listening, I'm like, yo, this dude is kind of gangster. Like, wait, this what Christian rap sound like? And those are the first two albums I found. And from there, I found Rebel. That was like right when Lecrae. No, what did I find? Was it Rebel? Not Rebel.
Real Talk.
No, Rehab.
Oh, Rehab. Okay.
Yeah, I found Rehab, and I'm like, what is this? Lecrae. Who is Lecrae? So I'm listening. I'm like, mind blown. When I first Rehab, mine was blown.
And then you found out about the whole community right after that. It's
bruh, man, it just on and on and on. That's when I, found Bumps and Bizzle and man and so many, like I was just searching. I got like 2 iPods full of like Christian hip hop from like 2010 to like 2015. You know what I'm saying? Just
wow.
I mean everybody from Flame
Ambassador.
I know.